You click a like button on a website, and the counter instantly goes up. It feels completely seamless. But behind the scenes, the code running that button has a problem. The moment it finishes doing its job, it forgets everything. It has total amnesia. If you click it again, the code has no idea what the count was a second ago. To fix this, developers used to write bulky, complex structures called class components. Think of it like lugging around a massive, heavy textbook just to write down a single number. It worked, but it was slow to write and confusing to read. Then, React introduced a cleaner way: hooks. Hooks let developers write lightweight, simple functions. They strip away that cluttered, repetitive setup and leave you with just the essential code. But that brings us back to the problem. If these simple functions naturally forget everything the moment they run, how exactly does a hook remember your clicks without suffering from amnesia? The answer is that the function itself doesn't actually store your data. React secretly uses a hidden external storage system attached to the component. This diagram illustrates exactly how it works. Every component has a dedicated piece of storage called a fiber. Think of this fiber as a video game memory card that plugs right into your code. When your function finishes running and wipes its own memory, the fiber memory card stays plugged in. It safely holds the essential details, like the current count. Hooks act as the bridge between your code and this storage. They provide the standardized instructions your function uses to read and write to this hidden memory card. Now, let's look inside that memory card. A single component might need to track several things at once, like a user's name, their age, and the number of times they've clicked a button. Here we see exactly how the fiber memory card organizes that data. It doesn't toss the information into a messy pile. It arranges everything into a strict, connected chain. Notice how we have 3 separate save slots for our count, name, and age. The structure here is very rigid. The first slot holds the click count, along with a directional arrow pointing straight to the next slot for the name, which then points to the age. Maintaining this exact sequence is critical. Because the function forgets everything when it restarts, relying on this physical order is the only way React knows which piece of saved data belongs to which hook. What happens if a developer tries to get clever and puts one of these hooks inside an if-then rule? If the rule says to skip a step, the code will jump over a specific hook during a refresh. This animation shows the catastrophic failure that happens next. Because a hook was skipped, the second slot in our chain vanishes. The remaining slots are forced to slide forward to close the gap. The sequence is totally broken. When the code asks the memory card for the user's name, it reaches into the second slot, but instead of the name, it pulls out the user's age and hands over the number 22. This is why React has a strict, non-negotiable rule. Developers must never put hooks inside loops, if-then rules, or nested functions. These rules are not arbitrary developer punishments. They are structural necessities required to keep the memory chain perfectly aligned. Let's shift our focus to how this system handles rapid changes. Imagine a user quickly tapping a like button 3 times in a row. React does not instantly force your screen to redraw 3 separate times. Doing that for every single micro-interaction would severely slow down the website and waste computing power. Looking at this diagram, you can see React's solution. It uses an update queue. This acts as a waiting bin that catches all of those rapid incoming commands and holds them temporarily. We call this process batching. The queue calculates the clicks together, figures out the final count is 3, and then triggers just one single screen update. This queue system is a vital performance safeguard. It prevents the website's engine from exhausting itself trying to paint every tiny change. We can now trace the complete lifecycle of a single click. It starts when a user interaction sends new data straight into the update queue. Once those updates are batched together, the queue signals React to schedule a refresh, which effectively restarts the component function. In this flowchart, we see the final step. The restarted function wakes up with total amnesia, but it immediately reaches out to the plugged-in fiber memory card. It reads the chained sequence perfectly, grabs its exact state, and finally updates the screen. This entire complex orchestration happens in just milliseconds. It works flawlessly to create the illusion of a smooth, living web page. When you write a simple line of code for a hook, you are actually interacting with an incredibly organized internal system built on memory cards, strict linked chains, and queued batches. Understanding this hidden architecture bridges the gap between simply typing out instructions and genuinely understanding how a software system thinks. Modern web design relies on this elegant, predictable logic to make our digital experiences feel effortless.